Check 1, 2. Okay. Chat down here. Okay, looks like we are up and running. And it's me here, yay! I'm gonna start in just a minute or so. Let me just kind of quickly tell the cats over at Discord. All right. I'm on YouTube now. Can someone post the link? Okay. Yeah, dude, Chillbot. You, whoops. Oh, sorry, the thing just fell. Chillbot, you're going to be very happy with next Farkle Friday. You are going to be very happy with next Farkle Friday. Not this one. This one I'm doing soundboard stuff. But next Farkle Friday, you're going to be real happy with. Hey, Matt, what's going on? Let's see what we got going on here. All right. I'm doing a quick little check. Can everyone hear that okay? I'm going to just mute myself. Bonus points for Chillbot if he knows what that is. Minor nines. So let's just do minor. I'm just gonna do minor nines, Chillbot. Ready here? Hold on a second here. Let's just do minor nines all day long. Just let's stack them. How's that sound? You like that? And it's a good volume for you guys. Like in terms of my voice is about the same as the stuff coming through. All right, it's gonna be kind of interesting. This is a bit of a new bit of a stress test. So, all right, we'll start in about a minute or so. Bram, how are you, Bram? Do I have my, hold on a sec here. Do I have my Brams? I feel like I do somewhere. Chillbot's gonna laugh so hard. Some of the stuff that I have is like years old. He'll be like, Ferks, get out of the 2000s. Do something useful. Let me find something that's like totally just... messing around. You'll see what I'm doing in just a second. How's everybody doing, by the way? Mr. Concept, your afternoon where you are. Yes. What's up, John? How are you? You made it. Woohoo! Excellent. I raised my glass to you, sir. Oh, good. You found it. Yeah, yeah. Cedric, what's up? My God, it's a stuffed group today. That's awesome. I'm very excited and a little nervous because this is another one of these stress tests, you know, kind of. Today's bourbon, Cedric. Oh, are you on Scotch? Dude, Cedric, are you drinking the Glenlivet? Are you on that Glenlivet? Because... I'm playing you some Scotch music. This is like a torch song kind of thing, right? It's not the way you drink your Scotch. Let me think what this. It's not the way you drink your liquor. I'm the worst. I don't know why I've got this like torch song thing going in my head. Oh, are you on, John? Are you on wine? Very nice. Yeah, I like that. Actually, I like that. Is that the way? Starting on the 9th. Da, 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 da. Do you know that one of the composers of La La Land grew up and lives like 2 miles that way? He's a big Wynwood, which is the town next to me. And everybody's like, oh my God, local boy makes good. I'm like, yeah. No, he did make good, but it's like, nobody in Philly helped him. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, man. Yeah, Cedric, that's a little bit of loving for you. I like that. It's not the way you drink your scotch. It's not the way you drink your liquor. Da, 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 da. It's like a Sting type thing. Oh, here's my favorite voicing. All right, I might as well start showing you how that's going. So, Spitfire's here, woohoo! This, by the way, is my favorite voicing. We're gonna jump in just a minute, but there's a minor 11th chord that you can play with, where you're playing the C. You know what, I might as well switch over here. You're playing the C. So like an 11th, kind of a minor 11th chord sound. But what you can do is, what piano is this? This is, I will tell you afterwards. What you can do is you can take this sound. What am I playing right here? There's my G minor 11th chord. What you can do is you can stack it. So you do a G, a D, and an A. So it's fifths. And then right above the A, you do the B flat, the F, and the C. I did it in my version of Silent Night. I did. That was my Silent Night arrangement. I'm getting into Christmas mode. I just had 2 rehearsals for Christmas concerts this week, so I'm into that, like, have yourself a merry little Christmas. So I might as well start revealing the first exciting thing. Let's have some fun with this here. We're gonna start Farkle Friday in just a second, but the first thing is my new template. Well, one of them. Ta-da! Jelly Crackers is gonna be so excited. This is, I'm not quite done with it yet, but it's good enough for today, and it will play around with it a little bit. I don't know if I'm gonna do anything with it. So that piano is Alicia Keys. It's really nice. It helps, Chillbot, thank you for the recommendation. It helps when you actually have a nice controller. So I can do all the very quiet, all the quiet Debussy stuff. It's not just like, everything's not like 150 velocity. So yeah, we're gonna start in a minute, but I've been working on this for about 3 weeks or so, kind of off and on between some other things. And well, I don't know where Jelly is. Go hit up Jelly over on Discord and tell him to get over here, because he'll be excited to see a production suite. Then he'll be like, he'll do what Jelly does best. Good, go write a piece of music. I love JC for that. He's super focused on that. So this is my template, and we'll get started in a minute or so with the challenge of the day. But I thought you guys might like to see, and ladies would like to see, kind of where I'm at right now. So this is a production library template. I was actually inspired by both Chillbot, take a bow, and Dirk Ellert, and also Craig Sharmat. These are guys who are library composers. And I had an older one of these back in Sonar, but so, hey Maya, how are you? It's in Maya? Yeah. And Rob, what's up? So this is where all this is, and where I have all of the samples loaded for, you know, the various genres that you have to do for library stuff. So it's your typical like synth loops and stuff like that. You're kind of, you know, all these things that, you know, you have to have, right? You know, whatever, for your various things. So where I'm at right now with it is I've got everything bussed out properly. You can see there's my ginormous bus out. But what I haven't done is I haven't bussed to stems yet, which is not a big deal. I'm just gonna kind of mess around right now. But I've got my reverbs out here. I've got some piano verbs and some general verbs, and there's very little setup in terms of effects. It's pretty raw right now. But you know what? We'll play around with it. So nice, Matt. Nice, Matt just picked up a Hendrix, which is awesome. All right, so Farkle Friday. So today, So over at the soundboard, Kale put up 2 ideas for composition. October is composition month over there. And I played around with idea 1 last week, which was pretty good. Actually, I'm gonna kind of finish it up. It was more of like an Americana-y kind of orchestral thing. So this is the second idea, and I kind of thought it'd be fun to just try this one. And I'm kind of doing a couple of things here. I'm kind of forcing myself to write in a template. So it's like, you know, I'm gonna have to make do with whatever I have, which means I'm also gonna have to write to my samples, which I think is kind of a cool thing, especially because for library cues, you know, this is not the time to try and spend your time wrestling and forcing things to be exactly the way you want. It's like you gotta do what you gotta do and get a cue out. And this is also gonna probably be a little bit simpler, but I thought it'd be kind of cool. And the second thing is this is a very different feel than the first one. So this is Kale's like little idea that he came up with. And this also is me just kind of learning Studio One. I've been kind of picking at this, doing cues with it for probably about 6 months now, but you know, I'm not great at it yet. I'm still kind of figuring it out. So you guys can watch me suffer a little bit. Incidentally, by the way, you can see I just talk about the template a bit, because someone was asking about my templates, and I've got 2 built and I'm building some more, but I like having some different templates just to kind of get me excited about stuff. And this is my typical production. So I've got my synths, I've got my stings and my hits, my percussive loops, which are right now all kind of inside contact. I know people like Chillbot use a lot of audio loops, which I think is great. I'm just right now, you can go down the rabbit hole and build this template for a year. And I'm like, I gotta write stuff with it. Tonal arpeggiations and things like that. These are different than loops because they actually are being controlled inside contact, so I can actually change the sequencer and stuff. My kits, we'll get into a little deeper. My keyboards, which are not only just your traditional pianos, but also some, you know, electric piano stuff. Mallets and plucked, those kind of, you know, those kind of stuff, you know, your typical things that you always hear whenever you know. Ethnic melodic, which is empty because I have to convert some stuff. Choirs and vox, including the brand new Oceana, which is freaking amazing. It's like, and everything's quiet. Chillbot's gonna be like, why is everything so quiet? I'm like, look, I'm gonna mix it up later. Orchestra, guitars, basses, all that stuff. So yeah, that's that. All right, so let's jump in. Let's hear what Kale wrote. So Kale wrote this little thing in A flat minor. Thanks, Kale, because that was really fun, just what I needed. Let me go and grab my keys first. I'm gonna grab Alicia's keys. Incidentally, I've already begun doing some processing with Alicia. Nothing major, just more some reverb stuff. So let's take a listen to see what he wrote. Oh, he's got that little. Okay. We'll do some yeah stuff here. Okay. So let's see what we got here. So there's a couple of things we can do here with this. Okay. I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna use some of this. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna play around with this a little bit here. First of all, I gotta do something random. If I change this tempo to like 60, is it gonna mess with this? Okay, good. I don't have it doing some sort of weird slicey thing. This piece feels to me like a bass line. Feels like a kind of like an ostinato, right? That's what it is. So I'm gonna treat it like that. All right, we're just gonna go boom. It's just. There it is. So there's the opening lick. Let me just sketch on piano right now. I'm gonna do what I don't like to do. I'm just gonna do it right into Sibelius or into Studio One. Oh, but I want to mute you because you're gonna be a pain. Also, I'm also playing with something else here, J-Dog. We're gonna be trying this thing out. I'm trying to figure out how to get it to work in my system. So this is gonna be a lot of fun. We'll see how this goes. There it is. All right. Dude, speed it up a little bit. I'm just gonna have some fun. I'm just gonna lay something down. It's so slow. Maybe I am more like 110. I'm gonna play the right thing. What was the second one? That was it. Boom. There it is. This has already got like sneaky dramedy cue, sneaky tension cue going all over it. Oh yeah, here you go. Is it Maya? Am I pronouncing that right? I know it's with a J. It's the Nano Control Studio. It's all Bluetooth because I'm trying to have as little cables on my thing as possible. So I don't know. We'll see. I think it's working. It's more of me learning how Studio One likes to play with it. All right, look, that's just the sketch. All right. Now you know me. I got to be able to see what I'm doing. So let me bust out a couple of pages of sheet music, see what the heck's going on. All right. Oh, do me a favor. Sorry, I've got to do one thing real fast. I got to ping. One of my friends said, oh, ping me when we start. I'm on Farkle Friday. Come join. Sorry, guys. Sickened over in Luxembourg was like, oh, ping me when you're, he's got a light day. And he's like, I'm kind of winding down. So ping me and I'll, all right, let's see here. So what I got here is this. These are going to be roots, all right? So getting your Studio One feed twice. Oh, yeah, thanks for reminding me. J-Dog, that is because my microphone's picking it up. I'll have to remember as I get further along to start muting my mic. Me, and I'll try to get that back on, okay? Yeah, man, there's like, oh, tenor sax. I have the sax somewhere, but I don't think I've added it yet. The sax might be really cool. All right, well, first, let's do this. Let's see. Well, first off, it's got pianos in octaves. So that's going to be kind of cool right from the get-go. Let me see what the better piano is using. No. So you know what? This is going to be my sketch place. Whoops. This is going to be my sketch place because Alicia's Keys what I want to end up as the thing. Yo, Sickened, what's up, Brad? How you doing? So it's all right. So we're gonna do this. All right, so I know the okay. I got something. I'm just doing a little 6/4 thing. What do you think? Yeah? Yeah, it's going to be the feel. I'm going to push this back a little bit because you got to do a little intro. And I'll do some loops. Remember, this is like production music, so it's going to be like. Yeah, that's going to be a good feel. How about I actually play the piano like a person? 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. And then this is going to go back over here. Okay, I'm just pushing stuff back. And the first thing you always do is you reduce the velocity because I tend to hit everything way too hard. So I'm just going to compress just a bit. Second thing you do is you quantize it a little bit, 50 to 60%. You want to tighten it up, but you don't want to make it like... All right, let's see here. This is, I like that opening. I know it's a little bit of like, who is it, Thomas Newman? I'm saving it, that's why it's taking that. It takes a little bit of time to say, but oops, don't do that. All right, let's go to, whoops. Okay, let me redo the velocity. And then I'm going to have the start times quantized by about 50%, just to tighten it up a little bit. There we go. Do 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 do. All right, good enough. Ready? Got a bunch of ideas going on here, so this is like gonna be kind of fun. I'm starting to see the limitation of Studio One with these long saves, so we'll figure it out. This, I don't usually write library stuff like this. I usually, well, I don't know what I do. I'm just starting to get back into library stuff. So, all right. There's gonna be a bass in here. Oh, by the way, chillbot, chillbot. This is my life in 42 years. Yeah, exactly. You'd be surprised how much good stuff you get out of Contact. This right here. Is the upright bass from Contact. So it's, you know, it's legit. Let's see. What's going on with this? Okay, this is definitely shaker time, right? Sorry, I'm learning this stuff right now. I'm trying to remember where everything is. You know, it's a good job, Mike. You organized something so that it's there we go. Yeah, welcome to the world of library music. Can you sound close enough to get the vibe without getting sued? The answer is, for the almighty dollar, absolutely. All right, so I'm not using that. Notice, by the way, I'm only using the first half of Kale's idea. And notice I'm just using it as the, this is not hard. There's actually macros in Studio One, which I haven't got into yet, but that's pretty cool. Where's my shaker? Shaker, shaker, shaker. Oh, is there a way? Sometimes, and I think Reaper does this, you can actually do a search. Did I thought I had, give me a sec here. I thought I had my Heaviosity Evolve shaker, but maybe not. Maybe I wanted that room tone. Give me one sec to take a look, because I really like the Evolve shaker. And if it's not here, let's see. I'm not gonna go hog wild because I want to write, but you're getting a taste of like all the stuff that, I mean, geez, it's like there's so much stuff, you know? Good Lord. Okay, those are my kits. Those are my regular drum kits. Those are my hits, which don't do it. So this is where it should be. So let's take a look here. Action strikes, drums of war, taiko, wood blocks. Let's go here and let's add evolves. Let's add that shaker. I probably have it somewhere else and I'm just being an idiot. All right, shakers. I could have sworn yeah, whatever. This heavy evolve, you know, it's like everyone gets all up in arms over like, oh, I gotta have the latest and greatest. You know, it's like, dude, this stuff that's been around, especially in like Native Instruments Complete, is like legit. Evolve shakers. Oh, right, sorry, that's not active yet. Let me just go through here. Okay. Okay, let's clean that up because that's all we do is we freaking clean up stuff. Gotta love being a MIDI composer. All I do is drag notes around and just, you know, edit velocities and shit. Velocity, let's compress you a little bit. Unmix, I don't care, I'm writing. I'm just getting the arrangement down. All right, I'm gonna do one more pass and I'm gonna get out of this because I like the idea of what John said, which is like get a sax in there. This is gonna be weird, man, because I'm trying to get this thing to play nice with Mr. Sax and it's not playing very nice. And I don't have a pedal. I'm trying to get this to actually do the CC11 fader. We'll see what I can do. Maybe I have to play it with the modulation wheel. We'll play around a little bit. Oh, geez, I did this. Okay. Why do you want to go to a B flat chord? Really? All right, let's see. Let's see what's going on with a B flat chord. B flat chord from this, so it's like, where are you? Why are you not playing? Oh, that's weird. Wonder why you're not playing. That's very strange. Am I getting any MIDI from this? I'm not getting any MIDI. That's weird. Oh, I might have to restart this thing. Shoot. This is not looking good for Studio One. It's not looking good at all. Give me a sec here. Let's reconnect. Wow. That's crazy. Studio One just dropped like all my connections. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna save this. This is bad if that happens. I may have to restart the stream. No, I can't do that. That's gonna be awful. All right, I'm gonna close this out. Darn, I was like hooked with this. This is actually, Jaden, you were talking about using the Studio One Nano Control. I was like, well, I haven't used it yet while I'm writing. I've only used it like for mixing, so this could be a massive issue. Yeah, I'm gonna turn the keyboard on and off, but you know what? It's weird. It's like the USB port like dropped it, so that's not good. Well, I'm gonna turn this off, and yeah, I'm gonna unplug the keyboard, turn it off and on again. We'll talk shop while this is going on. You know, it's pretty straightforward. This, by the way, this keyboard just ran beside that I'm using is the M Audio 88 key, and it's really nice. I like it an awful lot. All right, here we go. Plug you. Count to 5, because that always makes it better. And plug this back in. This is like the first Farkle Friday failure we've had. You know what I mean? Where it's like, all right. Here we go. Well, I'm gonna do both. I just plugged it back in, so it should reconnect. And Farkle Friday is going. The Hammer 88 is beautiful. I really like it. Like it's because I wanted something that actually had some real piano action, that actually had some heft to it. Oh wow! You know what? It's just enough time for me to have a drink, to make a drink. All right, so let's get this thing going here, because I don't want to. This is going to be a simple enough cue that I don't want to like spend a lot of time on it. All right. I don't mean that in a negative way. It's like you just know what it's going to be. However, this kind of cool little sneaky detective thing is going to be pretty cool. All right. Here we go. Time for round number 2, everybody. How's everybody else's beverage? Is it all good? I'm sorry, I'm all off camera here. Is everybody else's beverage rocking and rolling? I know John's on the wine train today. Cedric's on the scotch train. This feels really formulaic, this cue. Go figure, it's library music. That's the whole point. All right, give me a sec here. I'm gonna mute real fast while I put my thing back on. All right. Yeah, I'm actually really surprised, Cedric. I got to learn Studio One better, because I don't think Studio One has problems like this. I think it's actually a pretty robust piece of software. I was a beta tester for Studio One version 2, and I liked it a lot. And then I got 3, and I really liked it. So, I don't know. I think that I have a nasty feeling that this nano control is going to be a bit of a bear. And I have a nasty feeling I'm going to have to end up going back to a wired solution, which just irritates me, because there's something so nice about having all this real estate that I can just move, you know. As it is right now, the only thing that's wired right now is my drum pad. And that's because there's nothing that's Bluetooth. There's no Bluetooth pad about it again. All right, let's see what we got going on here. I know, this is when Matt makes the big argument about, you know, VE Pro. This is when Matt says that. Chip in, Matt. Oh, VE Pro, you know. No, I'm not freaking doing VE Pro. I'm not doing another damn link in the chain that can be broken. God, this thing is long to load. Oh, so people were asking, if you want to ask any questions about the template, I can tell you a little bit about it. It is, I check when it's fully loaded, it's about 36 gigs. It is really predominantly 3 things. It's Omnisphere, it's Easy Drummer. Well, that's my drum kit, along with a contact drum kit. I think like Studio Drummer or something. And then Native Instruments Complete, Ultimate. Like I have a couple of orchestral libraries that I use, but I mean, like my pianos are all from Native Instruments Complete Ultimate. The basses and guitars, there's some extra stuff in there. The basses are all the Scarby. I know at some point I have to get, let's see, come on, buddy. Give me some love here. All right, cool. All right, back to this. All right. All right, let's just go to this then. That's a good starting point. Do we want to be dicks and do like the pizzicato strings? Is that gonna sound good? Second time we will, right? Develop, right? Say the idea once, then say it with an orchestral layer the second time. Oh, I'm muted. Sorry. I said I make it a point, Miriam. I said I make it a point to imitate as many people as I can in a single cue. So right now I'm up to 2, which is Thomas Newman and John Powell. So we're doing well. 8 bars in and I'm already ripping 2 people off. I like it. Yeah, I'm muted. Sorry. Now I'm unmuted. I'll just do one more thing and then we're gonna move on. I think the fat one is gonna work. Yeah. Fat bass. Fat bass. Okay. Now let's get to the main hook here. And I gotta figure out what the... So for library music, what works really well is sectional writing. So this little lick that I did, this little thing, and by the way, there's like no effects on this. This is, I tend to like to compartmentalize, which is why I need to get stems going, because what I like to do is just write, not worry about levels, almost like a real recording session where you just get raw data in, and then I take the next step as I go and I start processing it, because jumping back and forth doesn't work for my ADD. No, I'm gonna try to fake it a little bit here, but okay. Just one more thing here. By the way, the Contact Kalimba, Contact Music Box. I mean, dude, there's so much, like, sorry, I'm gonna rant for a second. All these young composers coming in and they're like, oh, I only have Contact, I can't do any real music with it. I'm like, you know what? Y'all wanna write John Powell, and guess what? You can make a lot of money using just Contact. Chillbot has a challenge I'm gonna do at some point. I'm gonna do it, where he's like, write a cue just using the Contact libraries. And I'm like going through and I was like, you know what? I couldn't do an orchestral cue that way, but I could do like a little pop funk cue. That's library quality. Okay, now it's just a sneaky thing. Tony, you're like, I tried this idea and I use Remember. What are the odds? The odds are great because you're writing library music and like everyone knows you got to use Remember if you want to sound like Thomas Newman. Like there's nothing wrong with that. We all do that. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, Karma, you there? It's like, hey, I want to sound, right, it's like I'm gonna have an ADD moment here. It's like, you know, if you want to sound a certain way, you're gonna rip off, you know, okay, I want to sound like James Horner. Well, you're gonna do, you know, and everyone's like, oh man, last week I tried to sound like James Horner and I used the piano, and what are the odds? Like, well, yeah, you try to sound like James Horner, so you're gonna do that, you know, like, or you're gonna use like the brass, like, because that's the Battle of the Stars, Battle Beyond the Stars kind of stuff. All right, well, what are we gonna do with this little lick here? This little stupid lick. Sorry, Gail, it's not stupid. All right, let's start with the main thing, okay? We know the main thing. We know that's gonna be the hook, right? And octave. Yeah, that's a good octave for it. Let's just play. Again, just going, just getting good enough, right? How about I don't fuck up? That's cool. That's very cool. Bye, Maya. Have a great day. James Horner. Yeah, I'll do him at some point because he's awesome. He's so good. I'm gonna do this. God, I'm so bad at playing octaves. I'm gonna play one octave in and then double it. The left hand stinks. And then cheap TV library trick number 454. Do this, bring it down a little bit. Ta-da. Quantize that to 50%, a little tighter. Quiet, John. I'm like 2 drinks in. I'm like, hey, shit's hard. I also got to clean up the performance of this thing, but whatever. We're writing. We're just trying to get the pass out. All right. Do I want to get drums going? Let me think. Do I want to do drums? Do I want to do drums? Let me see. See if I got the. Nope. Now. Now I've got the Rosanna shuffle in it, you know? That's completely useless. All right, let's not do the drum kit quite yet. I don't think that's gonna work. I've been jonesing to use this thing, but I don't think that's happening. Oh shit, it's a B in the melody. I thought it was a B flat. Okay, where's your ear, Rob? Come on. Come on, Rob, give me an ear. All right, what are we gonna do here with this? Sometimes, all right, I really like John's idea of the sax. All right, so first things first, that shaker has to stay because it's super cool. Where is the shaker? It's over here. And should be good. Good. All right, we'll get some connective tissue. Oh, of course. Let's do some like stupid connective tissue and let's get a little hit going, right? A little sting. This is all like evolve. Yeah, you know what? I was looking for a gyro. Let me see if I have a gyro. Let me see if I have one anywhere around here because I was looking for one. Because I was thinking that, yeah, totally. See, John, you and I get each other. We're like, this is the kind of stuff that. Oh yeah. I think I got one. All right. Yeah, let's do the gear. Let's really get this style going. Let's get this. Let's go over to ethnic. Where's my percussion kits? Ethnic perk. Let's do this. Oh my God! I picked up the World Global Percussion. It's on sale. It's like there's like 5 different gyros. I'm like, what? All right. Come on, you can do this. Yeah, let's do this gyro. Oh, I know what's gonna happen. That's the spot. Dun, dun, dun. I'm gonna do it as a sting, right? It's gonna be like just a downbeat sting. I think that's gonna be. I could always record the frog. I do have Cuba from Complete. I use it for the congas. They're great. Wait, is the Cuba? Is there a gyro in the Cuba? I could always record the frog. I don't have my mic set up. Oh my god, just do it in here. That would be just so hack. I should always have a mic set up because you can always drop down like quick lick vocals or something. That's perfect. That's pretty cool. Pretty close. Good enough. Good enough for government work, as my father-in-law says. Turn it down a little bit. I always like to turn things down because I don't like to access the forte samples. I'd rather turn it up. So Jaden, J-Dog, is Cuba have a gyro in it? The question is, do I go with an electric bass for the downbeats, or do I do it with the pizzicato strings? Like, you know. Actually, that sounds pretty good. It's really light. I'll have to do some layers. That's kind of cool. Just those little doubles here. All right, what do I need to do next? This is going to be a little bit of a crowd composed thing. Oh, I know what we're going to do. Because again, once again, I got to do a macro because you can see what I'm doing over and over again with this. It's like quantize to 50%, reduce the volume by like, you know, like 15%. Okay, now here's what I think would be really cool. I think that'd be kind of cool, right? Double with the strings. Oh. What I have to do if I need to do that is I have to then, and this is where Studio One starts to frickin' shine. All right, I don't need you anymore because I have this. Let me make sure you are completely locked. Stop that. I don't want to get you. I'm still learning Studio One. I think it's really powerful. I really do like it. It's actually rapidly become, well, the Veer 2 World Percussion for like 99 bucks on Sweetwater was really good. But that's cool, you know. But you know, I should go back and check them because I really like the Cuba, and the djembe on Africa is freaking amazing. I need to trim you now. I need to duplicate you, and then you, same thing. You need to be directly on the beat so that you loop well. And then I can duplicate you, right? This is when library templates start to really piss me off because it's like I can hear it. I can hear a shaker. Where is my shaker? God damn it. Right. Then you have to do this. Wait. This is where you have to do this relative grid snapping. me see if I did that right. It's not the end of it. It's pretty easy to fix if I didn't. That's kind of cool. It actually it's like on the and. Might be two more. There we go. Good enough. All right, and then, God damn it, what was I supposed to be doing? I'm like swearing a lot. And this is also really organic. Like there's no, like so far I have no like hits and stings really. Maybe I'll have to go to Rise and hit, see if I can actually get some hybrid stuff in there. You know what I mean? Just to get it going. Maybe I need some minor nines, Chillbot. Maybe that's what I need. Shit, sorry, mic is muted. God damn it. Jaden, this whole back and forth thing with the whole reflective thing, you know, deal with it. I don't know what to do, man. It's like I got 1,000 things here. Matt, you know how I'm always like, God damn it, it's so much easier to write this shit? Here's why, because I'm spending time freaking dragging little Legos all over the place. No, here's what I'm gonna do. You're gonna like this, Rob, you're gonna like this. I got this thing going. This is gonna be super cool. Shit. So I know what I need to do. I need to do this. I need to get rid of all this because I'm gonna put a little lick in that's gonna be cool. And then we're gonna do this. We're gonna, what is it? G? Is it G bounces it? Yes, G bounces it. Ready, Bob? This is gonna be. No. God, I almost had it. It's dum ba 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 dum ba 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 ba. That's the right feel. know, that's the bass being stupid. Let me just get this lick down, and then I'm gonna move on because I know I know what the B section is gonna be. It's gonna be that with the strings, and it's gonna be super easy. I gotta get back to the A flat, so I gotta end with a B flat and a G. Because if I end with a B flat, then I'm like bookending the goal note. You know what I mean? That, by the way, is an equal interval run. It's like straight out of EIS. I'm just literally taking this little pattern. Right? It's actually an equal interval switched trope from book 11 if you want to get all crazy, but it's cool. Gotta get to that 5. Yeah, that's the. Yeah, that was kind of cool. That'll work. That's good enough for library music. And it's doing that thing again that drives me nuts. All right. By the way, you'll notice. All right. This is gone, and the reason why is because it's going to land on that thing. Notice how I'm a little off because, you know, so you quantize to 50%. That just kind of tightens it up a little bit, just enough to. Now you drag this over and it should sync up pretty seamlessly. Ignore the bass. The bass isn't going to be changed. Now, if I actually had a really legitimate string library that I was actually programmed, I could do double strokes there. But you know what? This is when you're like, I don't care what I could do if I had an orchestra and a budget. This is like, I've got my computer and like 2 hours and I got to get something going like fast. I know something else I could do. I'm not gonna get micro. This is a thing that I can do if I'm not careful. I can micromanage MIDI data, and the reason why is because my first gig was a MIDI mockup guy for the Wonder Pets, and that's all I did was micromanage MIDI data. Like, can I make the length like it's like it's somewhere between a 32nd and a 16th. You know, that's where the. But you know what? It needs to be a little bit more staccato. You can feel it. Yeah, that's a lot better. Again, good enough for government. All right, now, then what you do is, don't worry, this is just the A section. Oh, by the way, what are we already at? Like 23 seconds. We're already like 23 seconds in. Like, now, granted, I need to flesh it out a bit more with some layering and some effects, but you know what, man? What are we in, like an hour in and I'm 30 seconds in? Okay, well, my goal is to write 1:30 to 2 minutes a day. So this isn't bad. This is just Friday and I'm already 2 beverages in. So it's like, all right. Okay. Now what we do is this. See if I was smart enough to actually. Nope, wasn't. Wasn't smart enough to actually. I wasn't smart enough to actually quantize that to 100%, which is what I should have done. I know it feels a little bit dodgy because I've been ahead of the beat, but I need it for the bass. But now the problem is the bass is, and do this right, what I should have done. It's just done the single line, copied it, and then did the octave doubling. Should be pretty good though. Yeah, and that's too low. Whoops, don't do that. So you see what I'm doing? Now I'm doing all the fun little orchestration massaging that you have to do. So here's a little trick that I picked up from the orchestration. Double something, but not every note. So boom, da 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 da. What it does is it creates almost like a separate counter melody, but you basically have built it by just doing parts. So listen. Here it is by itself. Right? That's kind of cool. And technically, I should have this bleed over because the legato script. That's what you do. That's what you do with the cleanup. The next day you go in and you do things like the legato script for the Scarby bass. You need to have it bleed over so that it actually does the legato thing, which is fine. You don't do it now though. And this is where you have to put an hour in. And I posted this where I talk about like sculpting your performance. You have to go back in and listen line by line and be like, all right, the bass really wouldn't go bump bump bump. It would go ba da doo doo, and you have to do the thing so that it actually does that. But if you listen, actually, you know what? I can fake it right here. See, this is where you would do it. And actually, you do it here too. This would be very appropriate. Right? That's what it would be. So now watch you put it in together. Okay, that's kind of cool. Now, by the way, John, that cool sax idea is going to happen in those little spaces. I have no idea where this library cue is going. I don't care anymore. I'm just writing. Sometimes you just got to write. Just be like, because if you, I'm not saying you shouldn't be aware of what your client needs, but it's also like your job is to create a catalog. Well, I'm rapidly coming to that idea of your job is to create a catalog. And when you're in the white hot heat, you should at least get something down, you know? So it's, boy, I wish there was a, maybe I should do pits. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys and girls think? Pits? Who is here? Nobody's here. Everyone's left. Everyone's left. No one cares anymore. It's all right. Okay. Hawk it that second. Yeah, John. Let's get it. Let's get it, man. Where am I at time-wise here? Am I like 45 seconds in? Let me just listen real fast. No, let me do the string stack. I'll just use Albion 1 for life. Let's try with the the strokes, and then let's try with the pizzicato. We'll do both of it. All right, let's see here. Let's see what's going on. Nope. It's not working for this one. You're absolutely right. Miriam, you're absolutely right. So this will be. Oh, do I want to be a dick? Do I want to harmonize this? Hold on a sec. I got to think about this for a second here. Okay, so that's... Yeah, I really did. All right, hold on a second here. I need to work this through this now. Now we're gonna have fun with the Studio One thing that I've never done before, which is freaking stepwise. Let's do 3-part. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Let me get to the right spot, okay? Go away, I don't need you. All right, so here's where I need to draw my thing. This is gonna be interesting. I don't care. This is not going to the white hot heat of pits. Pits or bust. Here, hold on a second here. Let's just go on here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this. What did I just do? Jesus, everything's broken. Nothing's fucking working. All right, we're gonna play around with Studio One's this thing that they do, and I'm not gonna follow the cue. Am I in the right spot? I don't know. Oh, I think I am. All right. So that is, we're in 8th note land. All right. This is, sorry, I'm just trying to figure out what's gonna. All right, let me turn this off. Ooh. Bum. So it's gonna be bum, 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 bum. That's what it was. Is that right? Is that right? Everything's right but that 3rd chord. That's what it was. Once again, faster to write it down. Notice I could have this written down and been moving on already. I'm also gonna have to adjust this because this is now on the beat and it needs to be ahead of the beat, which is, this is turning into a bitch about DAWs. This is turning into like, this is Farkle Friday bitching about DAWs. Like, this is why DAWs suck. No, we'll do that. It's okay. I know. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're actually gonna do the same thing. And then we're gonna move this over 1. So it's gonna sound like this. I'm skipping that. Yeah. Bump. See how that works? know what? I gotta put that there. Dun, dun. Because or else it sounds weird. That's cool. That'll work for that one. Let's save this. Can I do this with drop 2? Let me see if I can do this with drop 2. It's way too Elvira, Mistress of the Night. It's like bad late night B horror. All right, hold on a second here. I gotta hit the facilities quickly. I gotta think about this. Wait, everyone, beverage break. I gotta go hit the facilities quickly. Hold on, I'm gonna mute. And we're back. Thanks for that commercial break. Let's see what's going on with this. Let's get this done. Same thing, let's activate it. I like that planing motion there. I'm gonna do that again. Yeah, that's cooler. I like that. That's much cooler. So it's gonna be. Yeah, it's gonna be. That's kind of cool. You know what? I don't care. I'm doing this. No one's paying me. This is for me. How's that, Cedric? And okay, it's gonna be. I'm just doing this. Of course, it's too loud. Cedric's. I know. No, you're right. I'm not being a jerk. I'm sorry. It's the mix is. Look, remember, catch my back. This is all unmixed, and also I'm accessing too high a too hot a sample. See? Why does that sound so fuzzy? Maybe it's the samples. That'll work. It's good enough for this right now. All right. And Cedric, let's talk about this. Everything's panned up the middle right now. What I need to do is I need to pan the strings to the left and the right. You know what I mean? So, all right, here we go. Hey guys, what's going on? Have I added Raymond Scott to the... Hey Meg, what's going on? How are you? And then Fanger MMC. I can't believe I'm catching. I don't know you, but hello. I'll know you when you introduce yourself. Have you added Raymond Scott to the list of robust? No. Isn't he the light music dude? Isn't he? Let's see where we're at here. We're starting at 0 seconds. Let's see how close I am with just in terms of the rough sketch. Well, you know. Oh, I had marimba. Probably should add the marimbas back. Yep, that's where the marimba needs to go. That needs to happen. Let's add the marimba. Let's do this. Let's bring this down because the marimba needs to do its thing. It is. Let's have some fun. Let's go to the actual spot. Yeah, well, that's obviously too low. And that's too low. And this should be up an octave because that would sound cool. Notice, by the way, gotta bring that down. Don't worry, I can always mix it, but... Now it sounds like a goddamn Donkey Kong game. See if I'm doing this right. Studio One's very... The marimba is so present. I don't know about those pizzas and harmonizations. We'll leave it for now. You know what I mean? Like it's create, right brain. Oh, Miriam, you're talking about this. Miriam was asking a question earlier about the whole, like, we were talking just about, you know, well, I think you mentioned imposter syndrome, but it's like the whole, like, how do you write? It takes habit. It takes habit and discipline to do the following, but you got to do this, I believe. Because I used to, I want to take a break for a second, have another beverage, and then tell you my philosophy of this. When I first started composing, which was like years ago, and I'm nowhere near perfect yet, and I actually have to swing back a little bit the other way because I tend to swing too far this way now. When I first started composing, I had such a fear of playing the wrong note and not being perfect because there's a lot of books about writing and a lot of books about not writing, about being an artist and the act of creating something. And I had this horrible habit where I would not even start to compose because I would play something, and the minute I played it, I would think that it was wrong, and I wouldn't let the idea play out and be messy. And you gotta let the idea play out and be messy. So like, I would do this, I'd go like, all right, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna write a piece. And I would literally do this, I'd be like, nope, that's not right. Then I'd be like, no, that's not right. And I would do that. I was at Duke University, and I would do that for like an hour. Like, that's awful, you know what I mean? Where maybe if I had actually just said, I'm just gonna write 8 bars. Then you have something you can look at dispassionately and fix. And be like, oh, I know what I did wrong there. And there's something, it becomes a bit of a game. So what I mean by a game is, it's like you say to yourself, I'm helping myself from 30 minutes ago out. Oh, I know what you meant to do. You meant to do this. I'll hook you up because I know better than you. And that, you know, it all depends upon how you actually get yourself to in that state. But the most important thing is when you start, and John Cleese talks about this in his lecture on creativity. He did a study in, I think it was with Oxford University, where he did a study about the craft of creativity and about what they learned. He partnered with like a PhD in psychology, and like they did like some legitimate scientific, as much as you can do with psychology, which even a psychologist will admit it, there's a lot of soft science to it, but you know, as much as you can do. And he said there's a really important aspect of it where when you are engaged in the act of creativity, your right brain is engaged, the idea of flow and play. And he's like, you need to be able as an artist to switch into that mode and stay in that mode while you're creating, and then take a step back and then become critically analysis. And so what I'm saying is, when I do this, you notice how I'm almost forcing and tricking myself to be like, yes, this is a good idea. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Okay, I've got something. Go, 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 go. Because now I have content. Now I have, I'm going to give myself 2 seconds off here, but now I have 40 seconds sketched out, right? Like, you know, I'll probably have a minute done in the next like 30 minutes. Well, that's 2 hours and I've got a minute's worth of music. Okay. So then you know what? You take a break. And I need to, because I differentiate between writing and arranging and then mixing. But I'm slower. I'm like, I think I'll get faster as I do this more. But then you come back an hour later and you're like, I know what this needs. I've been doing this, and what it needs is a saxophone, or it needs like some sort of like hybrid thing going on or something. So which it probably does need, actually. But the most important thing is, when I'm writing, I'm doing my best to not judge to a point where I'm stuck at a bar. If I'm stuck for more than like 3 or 4 minutes, put something down, keep moving. And it's just the attitude of, I've got something in the box. You know, I've got something in the tank. I've got something in the tank. It may not be the highest octane gas, but I've got something in the tank. Because the truth is, we as musicians, any artist, we're operating at the upper % of the craft, not in terms of our ability, but in terms of what we listen for or what we look for when we write, or, you know. So we're constantly like, you know, I'm listening to the best, we all are. We're listening to the best of the best composers at the best of the best works all the time, and trying to mine inspiration from it. And it's really easy, especially when you're doing like more mid-level stuff, to be like, oh man, this isn't Raiders of the Lost Ark. Oh man, this isn't, you know, The Last Samurai. This isn't, you know, DuckTales, which you joke about that, but Ron Jones' DuckTales is freaking amazing TV music. And he wrote 20 minutes of fully orchestrated music like a week and did it for like years. So, you know, that was no joke. So it's easy for us to be like, and you should always strive. I mean, like, you know, I was talking to somebody about this. It might've been Meg, where I said, I only have so much time on this earth, so I'm going to try to listen to the best musicians, composers doing their best works. Like, even with like Stravinsky and Ravel are two of my favorite composers, I'm a little picky. If someone's like, oh, it's more experimental, I'm like, I'll listen. And if it's a little experimental, I'm like, it's not for me. I want to go back. I'd rather go back and deep dive into Daphnis and Chloe or whatever. And also, you got to listen to stuff that you love. I mean, I was listening to Africa by Toto yesterday with my choir, because we were polishing off a bottle of wine, and we're like, and who wouldn't want to listen to Africa? And we were all singing the 4-part harmonies because my choir is amazing. It's like, why wouldn't you do that? It's like, you know. So anyways, and the other thing is this, Miriam, when you're doing this kind of stuff, I think you have to fall in love with the fact that you're obnoxiously lifting a genre and an emotion. It's like, I can see like my buddies like Jaden and John over in like London and LA. like smiling because they're like, dude, you're so ripping off like the sneaky dramedy thing. And I'm like, yeah, and you gotta have fun with that because there's times in your life where you're gonna have to really push the artistic boundary. You know, it's like, there's times where you have to like think about music that's never been done before and you have to really push yourself. And there's times where you have to be like, you know what, I'm just gonna shamelessly rip off James Horner and let's have fun with it, because who cares? Like, you know, but then you have to understand when you're gonna be an artist and when you're gonna be a producer of creative content for use in society, you know? And dude, when you're doing like dramedy stuff, like stealthy dramedy, you're lifting tropes, you know? Which is why you research. That's why you're always listening to stuff. Because like we all said, it's like, oh, okay, we're doing stealth dramedy. Okay, you gotta have marimbas, you gotta have a shaker, you gotta have a sax, you gotta have octave pianos. Jaden, I still yet to get a brief that says do something original. Yeah, and let me tell you something. The last film that I did, that was, the title went through 3 titles, so I don't know which. I think it was called Mind Rage or Mind Crimes, which I loved. The guy loved me because I wasn't doing what everyone else was doing, because all the young composers are doing like hybrid knockoffs. But you know what my score was? It was a Jerry Goldsmith Basic Instinct met Bernard Herrmann from Vertigo. Like really darn close. I mean, Jaden and Lawson have heard some of the cues. And the guy loved it, and I loved it because I love writing in that stuff. But I made no bones about the fact that I was being original. I was like, I was doing my own take on it. And what I hoped to get as a composer is everyone was like, oh, it's like 50 or 75% Jerry Goldsmith and Bernard Herrmann, and it's like 25% Farkle. And I was like, that's cool, I'll take that. You know what I mean? Like I made some decisions where I did things that were what I would have done and what Jerry wouldn't have done. I like to think it was the better decision. I don't know, we'll see. In this case, marimbas are the decision. Let's see what we got here. I need some help with you guys and girls. You need to, the main thing is right, but it's so spare. I'm breathing because I have to do a sax, John, you're right. You know what, wait, do I have it? This is where, darn it, this is where writing the sample sucks. Because you know what really, let's see how Albion is with this. I'm checking the chat window real fast. Rob, I think everyone lifts stuff anyways. Oh yeah, Johansson lifted Stockhausen. Yeah, Johansson was all into sound design and sound world. Is it allowed to change notes in the main melody? Yeah, if for this exercise, Kale was like, use it as a jumping off point, either be, you know, literal or just use it. And to me, this is the way that I like, the way I tend to write when I sit down to write a cue, when I have to write on the, maybe on the brief or on the time, is I grab a couple things to get inspired and I lift like the first couple of bars as ideas and then I just go. So I got this lick that I like, this boom, down, 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 and I just went with it. You know what I mean? But that's me, because I don't want Kale to sue me when this shit goes triple platinum and buys me a new house, and you know it ends up as the NBC Nightly News theme, and you know I make millions of dollars. I don't want him to rip me off. I don't want him to sue me for that. Held muted trumpet. All right, let's play with this here. It's a bit too on the beat, bit more syncopation, please. Oh, yeah. No, these are good points. These are really good points. Dun, 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 dun. Do I want to go back and change it? Let me check, because now we're into layering. And this is like, oh, I got to change this stuff. Maybe it's worth it, though. All right, give me a sec. That's good. That's fine. Because, again, think for library. That's an intro that will be at the front and at the end. So that's good. That's something you can build a bumper out of and stuff like that. So I'm going to keep that because that's not really germane to the actual cue. That's like a little thing that you can do. I know, Jesus, you know, all these young pups, and they're all like, let me do this. No, it's good. This is good. It's also changing for the brief. I'm gonna imagine that you're the producer and you're like, oh. There was syncopation. I won't lie to you, with it being on the beat like this, it's turning more into of a kid's stealth, like something you hear on a kid's animation. To shift it to syncopation, which I think would be cool, would shift it more into like the dramedy thing. It's nuanced, but it's like, I think that's what's happening. I think it's like, because I'm on the beat, and that's really a kid's animation kind of thing, right? Like you could see going back to like DuckTales or like the Fairly Odd Parents. This is the kind of stuff which makes sense because I've always had a soft spot for writing for kids animation and tween animation. Those are like my gigs in New York. I wrote for Yu-Gi-Oh! And I wrote for, orchestrated for like the Wonder Pets and stuff like that. So that kind of makes sense. So do I want to do this? Do I? I'll tell you this also. This is too, wait. Let me think. Do I want to? Oh, yes. Who's saying muted trumpets? Because they're spot on. That's the right call. Tell you what, let's keep it like this in the interest of building the cue, because this goes back to what I was saying, which is like, you don't get too crazy with like starting to tweak stuff. Like, I can always write more. You can always write more. I don't mean that to be like your points are valid, Miriam and Fangor. Like, I totally get it. Where you're like, oh yeah, it could be like, you know. Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum, dum. Yeah, you could do a lot of that more stuff, right? Yeah, I'll tell you what, the finger snap. All right, so here's what I want to do real fast. Now you're thinking of good stuff, which is, let me go to the orchestra, let me go to the brass, and let me kill the brass combos, because those aren't going to work. This is for this project, and I'm going to get in, I needed mute trumpets. Mute trumpets. Does Spitfire have muted trumpets? Of course, you don't have muted trumpets. Where are my muted trumpets? I have an old muted trumpets from Sonic Implants, and I think I have them from, hold on a sec. Damn it, I was actually going to convert these, and I haven't converted them yet. They're an old library. They're an older library, but they check out. I was about to clear them. Let's see here. You're gonna watch me hack my way through. Muted. Mod wheel with release tail. I think this will work. I'm just loading an old library. Sorry, folks, give me a sec. Oh God, this is gonna be a pain. Never mind. This is a library from like 2001. It's totally not prepared for contact. Does Vobia have muted trumpets? Yep, brass ensemble mutes, done. Channel 8. Oh, I see what I did wrong. Hold on a sec. Let me just, give me a sec, because I actually want the shorts. Sorry, what I'm doing is I accidentally shorts, trombones, and the tuba in octaves, combos, and the mutes. This is when Symphobia and stuff like that is worth its weight in gold, where it's like you just need to like do something. But it's also where you do want to build your custom libraries and actually do all that stuff. The problem is mutes are pretty darn low on my list of. Sorry guys, I'm just quickly routing everything correctly. So you can see over here in Symphobia, I've got to route everything over to the Symphobia output so I can treat it later on if I want to, because this will be kind of fun. I'm using multiple outputs on my contact. So here's my Symphobia out. And now let's add a new one, which is just gonna be brass mutes. It's gonna be one instrument, and it's going to be over into the, there, look, there's all my whatchamacallits. Winds and brass. These are all my VSTs loaded. So freaking much, I hate it. I hate it. And it's gonna be a, all right, trick number 2. You stack the marcatos and the sustains. Because what that does is it gives you the attack of it, okay? Yeah, oh God, John, they are. The sonic implants trumpets are great. And also so are the Dandines. Those are the 2 that I have, because I have all the old sonic implants from way back when. I'm actually programming them. John and I are on this. John and I are old timers. We're on this whole like program the old guard. All right, so here is this. Now look, here's where you write to the samples, and here's where you write to the cue. Like you don't need to do like a jazz brass horn 4-part big band thing. You need to just do like the color of it, because you got to move on. You know, you got to get this thing going. I already wasted time loading. This is the most epic brass mute. Oh, you know what? It might work. This is why you build a template, by the way. And I'm already, you know, where is see, I only have the sax. I don't have the brass stuff. Where is session horns? That's might be what I need to like just get something down. Notice, man, like I don't have that much stuff besides the, well, I do a lot of stuff, but I don't have that much stuff besides Session Horns Pro. Mute trumpet, there we go. Get it. Let's see what this thing does. Haven't used this library before, no idea what it's gonna do. Dude, that's not bad. That's pretty darn good. All right, boom. Now, by the way, let's actually put this, because it's got some verb on it and stuff. All right, let's kill the volume on this. Holy moly. That's not bad. Put a little reverb on it. Problem is, it's legato. It's session horns, wait. Yeah. So, John, that's Session Horns Pro from Native Instruments Complete 11. And that's the muted trumpet. That's a mild sound. I'll work with that. Dude, The pitch bend wheel controls it. Watch. No pitch bend wheel. Now I'm gonna drop the pitch bend wheel. And I gotta fall off. And then if I go up, I get a dwat. That's so cool. Oh, John, you're such a good call, man. Thanks, man. Yeah, Rob, I'm telling you, everyone gets all, like, you gotta get the latest and greatest. Like, you gotta mine the stuff that's in there. I knew I was gonna get the Session Horns Pro at some point because I was gonna build a jazz fusion thing. And, but there's like some real stuff, especially if you play it and sculpt it. All right, let's figure out what I got. Now, all right, oh boy, hold on a sec. Here's what you really gotta do. Hold on a sec, what you gotta do. All right, oh God, duplicate track. There we go, and then this is gonna be track 12, right? And then we're gonna duplicate this, now I'm gonna have two trumpet tracks so I can actually do two-part, you know what I mean? Like two-part. And I don't really know how to use this yet, so I'm just gonna kind of hack my way through it. Oh, Rob, didn't you just get a gig? Just drop the money and upgrade to complete and just get it. You just got a gig. I want to hear it. You're awesome. Instrument preset. Whoa, and there's a bunch of, oh, you know what? I'm going to stick with Session Horns because it sounded pretty good, okay? What did I just do? Key switches. All right, hold on a sec here. We got two. Yeah. Okay, give me 1 sec to just, and it's got key switches. Again, writing for library stuff, dude, I'm actually very impressed with this. Let's just lay something down real fast just to get the, because I'm starting to lose that like white hot writing heat, you know what I mean? Where I'm starting to like pick at the, this is why you need to also know your sample libraries. The DAW should be your instrument, and that's something I learned about a year ago. That's why I started practicing the drum pad. I'm in ADD mode. I actually started practicing a finger drumming class, and the reason why is because I'm like, look, my DAW is my instrument, so I need to be able to play it. So. I mean, that's actually like a legit, you know, groove right there, right? So, you know, I didn't want to waste time hacking together loops, so I'm taking the time right now to learn the drum pad. I'm all over the place. So long and short is you got to learn your instruments, and you got to learn them. You got to learn them like your DAW is your instrument. Jeff Rona said that in his book. All right, let's get this tone going here. Let's get this thing going here. I gotta find the line for it. Okay. That could be a nice little hint of things to come, right? Also, I gotta. This is where I need to actually get a controller to do the. Okay, so you could do this. I could do this. I need to do. There it is. like Chuck a little bit. Remember that the thing from Chuck, which is the cake song. Nope, gotta finish the line. But that'll work. Now what you do is you go in here and you got to, of course, add CC11. And I've got to figure out the best way for me to play CC11 in, because I like to do everything with my mod wheel. And it's not really... Yeah, this John, thanks, man. That freaking muted trumpet thing was the way to go. That was super cool. Just wait till I harmonize this trumpet line down. Why are you not doing the expression wheel? Are you serious? I gotta put a freaking volume thing in for this? Fucking contact. All right, let's do that. Let's really freaking do this. I'm on the muted trumpet. Brute forcing it a bit, but you know, I'm a little annoyed that contact doesn't do express. See, you got this way. You gotta learn your libraries. That's kind of cool. And I hate using CC11 because you're not supposed to use CC11. You're not supposed to use CC7. That's supposed to be for the mixing volume. CC11 is supposed to be this stuff, but yo, Joe, what's up? Oh, this. Okay, this vibe is getting pretty cool. And you know what? I'm gonna make the commitment. Now I'm gonna make the commitment with this cue. This cue is gonna become more of a kid's detective cue, and I'm okay with that because I spent an hour on this. It goes in my catalog. Now my job is to make it the best kid's detective cue that I can make it. There's nothing wrong when you're writing cues, especially for your catalog, when you zero in on the style of it and you're like, okay, now I get what this is. It's not just detective. It's not dramedy sneaky. It's dramedy kids detective stuff. Awesome. Do it, because you know what? Guess what channel kids shows are on? Network channels. Oh, Joebot, you missed it. You missed a minor ninth. You missed a goddamn minor ninth. Now check it out. I'm gonna harmonize this shit. Is that kind of cool? Let's see if that works. I'm harmonizing now. I'm harmonizing thirds. Yes, no. Yeah, I think I need to go to a jazz kit now. I think you're right. Vibes. All right, tell you what, should I not harmonize the... Let me just do a little sting there. Yeah, Rob, I like the way you're thinking. You're fucking weird like me. I like the way you think, sir. I could turn this into a nice little cue, I think. This could actually have little legs to it. Again, it's good enough vibe-wise to get the feel. Dude, the muted trumpets was such a strong move. And I know we're talking about the sax, but that muted trumpet, John, is just the way to go. Or Fango, whoever said it, it was like, oh, dude, this is bad because I gotta go make dinner pretty soon. I'm getting kind of digging about this. All right, let's get the vibes going. Shit, do I have a little? Oh, you know what you guys just helped me do? You helped me understand I need to build 3 more instruments in here. I need to put my muted trumpets in. I need to put vibes in, and I need to change the drum kit out. All right, let's do this. Let's get this out of the way. Let's go and let's look at, let's get the jazz kit. Do the jazz kit. Do I want to do brushes though? Do brushes? Okay, that and a mixer, whatever. Right, it's all routed correctly. And vibes. Let's vibes is like a boss. It's so funny. I was all excited. I was like, oh, we're gonna use all my percussion arps. It's gonna be so much fun. We're gonna do all this like hybrid stuff, you know, that like Jelly was always like, what are you gonna do? Like big, no, he wasn't saying that, but he was like, oh, I'll do a big ball. I was like, we're gonna do like, you know, gonna do all these like fun little like, you know, I found all these synth loops. Look at these things like. I was like, I'll do that stuff, and now I'm doing like sneaky jazz, which I love. I have no problem with that. All right, do I have vibes? Do I not have vibes? I don't think I put vibes in because I was like, all right, time to put some vibes in. Can I put vibes in? Jesus, I really do need to put vibes in. All right, let's go to True Strike. Dude, True Strike. True Strike's vibes are great. Vibraphone with the motor. Rob, do I want the motor for the vibes? I actually have to rebuild these things. It's a really easy thing to do. You can rebuild them with a key switch, and then you just switch them, and then it's one with the motor and one without. Good. Let me make sure I remember how to play this. Okay. Yeah, with the. Yeah, I think you're right. Let me go see here. Some spy movie style strings. Yeah, Rose, I could do that. Legato movement, like complete set. Yeah, session strings. Your energy is amazing. Oh, thanks, Miriam. Yeah, I love doing this stuff, man. I was in corporate America for like 4 years, 6 years. And I hated it. It's much more fun. Drum sounds like it should be a cliche swing cymbal. Oh, hell yeah. All right, so what do you think? Rob, just stings, maybe? You do this stuff. That's what you, oh, this is totally turning into a kid's cue. This is great. I love this shit. My daughter's gonna laugh so hard when she hears this. This is such a tween cue. This is like a Danny Phantom kind of thing. You know what I mean? Where they're like, we gotta go into the house. Actually, it's really, it's in that world. We have to talk about writing for TV. Yeah, you know what else? The major, minor, 7th chord. So real fast, you want the jazz sound? You want the spy sound? Play a minor chord, and then add the major 7th. And that's the James Bond sound. It's so super cool. All right, where do I want to do it? A little earlier. Where's it gonna be? That's where it's gonna be. I have to let it ring out, and then I have to fade it down. There it is. That's where it is, Rob, right in the hole. Second time you do it. Now I'm not digging those pizzicato strings anymore. I don't know, and I don't like those pizzicato strings. I just wasted 5 minutes of my time voicing that crap out. Yeah, but I gotta find a way to fit it, because listen to the voicing of this. That's a great sound. I doubled the root, I shouldn't have done that. Chillbot, why don't you tell me that? Dude, that trumpet is no joke. This is getting giggle-tastic. Rose, add sustained strings to the pits part. Okay, try that. You know what I'm gonna need to do? I know what I'm gonna need to do. I'm gonna need to do one more folder that's gonna called like jazz melodic, and I'm gonna have to put session strings and session horns in it, and that way I've got like my like jazz stack. You know what I mean? So this is good. I'll have to do one more folder for that, and that'll be, you know, they'll bust out, because this might end up being more of a kid's, I don't know, we'll see. I don't know. I'm having fun. I'm drinking. You're all drinking. Is everyone still drinking? Don't kill the pizzas. Just don't restate the whole thing. But yeah, I think that's more light opera, light music, like the kind of like dinner music kind of thing. So let's. I love it. It started. It's like, hey, this is gonna be American Beauty. Okay, so now we need the drum kit. All right, let's see. The question is, no, because it's not a swing groove, because I've got that boom dun 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 dun. I'm gonna neg the kick. I'm not gonna do the kick at all. I think that's what it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be that with just like the ringing out of stuff. What did I just do? I deleted an event. I don't know what I deleted. All right, let's see what I did. What was I just playing? Was I just doing was I just doing the vibes? Yeah. Do it. Now's the chance. Where was I? I just want to make sure I didn't delete something accidentally, because I actually hit a wrong key. What was I playing last time? I was playing not percussion. Nope. Playing the vibes. That's what I was playing before. Right? Which is in mallets. Oh, I just want to make sure that my sustain pedal is doing everything correctly. Okay. That's fine. I think the drums are the way to go. Let's lay that down. That'll be pretty fast. No. No. Okay. And now you kind of have to start mixing a little bit. See, this is where I wish I had a drum bus. See, I haven't put the drum bus on this yet. Let me make this a little bit louder. That kick is so loud. Yeah, I moved over to Studio One. I like it so far. I actually really like it. This is a bit of a stress test, Studio One. I haven't done this before. That was a really crappy bit of drum fills. You can tell I'm a rock dude. One more time. I'm just gonna have some fun with this. Too much. Yeah, you're just playing around trying to find stuff. This is why I like to write stuff, because if I write stuff and I'm writing fast, I can kind of catch stuff in my head before I start. Look at how much time I'm wasting looping through stuff, you know? I think Studio One doesn't have that. I'm still learning, and the Studio One 4 is out, so who knows? I'm trying to get a feel for this. That's right, that's the feeling. Oh, that's supposed to be. Dun, 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 dun. Last pass. I don't want to deal with this anymore. Not this bit. Where are we at with this thing now? This is where I'm starting to get into the weeds of the arranging, and it drives me nuts. I'm like, ugh. The weeds of the arranging. All right, doom, doom, doom. Now I hate what I just did there. Being too... less is more. I like the idea of sketching first. Yeah, well, this is the nice thing of just like, and this is, I talk about in orchestration, but the main thing, the other thing, and everything else. I'm trying to stay with the main thing and the other thing as much as possible. I don't want to get too much into layering. I try really hard to like just keep moving, because I can always go back and thicken and layer, which is what you have to do, because in production, think about it. Like, how do you get a big snare sound? Well, you've layered like a bunch of snares and you've sent them to different channels and all that stuff. You can always do that, but the actual writing of the main idea. Didn't my percussion stop? So, up to here is great. What is that? Bekarovka? It sounds horrible. Sorry, Rob. I mean, you got good taste in alcohol, so I'm really confused as to what you're... I'm 30 seconds in, and I'm repeating this thing. That's what we need. That's exactly what we need. That's exactly what this cue needed. That's totally gonna drive the next 30 seconds of this. Holy God, I'm getting loopy. All right. It goes great with that action drums, doesn't it, Rob? That's great. No. Stay focused. Let's see if we can get this last little bit here. The pizzicato strings aren't working as an accompaniment. I think Rose is right. I think I have to do long strings. Okay, so first rule is, now that the mallets, the marimba's in there, it's got to stay in there. And it's going to stay in pretty much verbatim. Because you don't want to take anything away. You know what I mean? When you're building stuff like this, you don't want to take it away, because then it feels like you're losing energy. So that's now like... No, Jay Diggity, do your check joke. That's gonna be awful. I can't wait to hear it. Hey man, it's okay to get offensive here. This is my channel, my rules. My use of minor ninths, Chillbot. My use of minor ninths. All right, so now look, here's another rule of library stuff. Not a rule, just the way that I like to think about it is, once you start putting something in, you kind of have to keep it in, unless you go for a big sectional drop. We already know that's gone. That's in pretty good shape. Let's go find that percussion loop and put it back, because it's supposed to be there. That's what we need. Kind of like this actually. Organic percussion kits. All right. Oh, Miriam, have a great night. Take care. It's good seeing you. And actually, I'm going to be wrapping up probably about 5 minutes too. Not in a bad way, because this is a good place. But also, it's 5:18, and it's time for me to go make dinner for the girls and stuff like that. But I do want to try the string. Let's try the strings. See, now I'm at that lovely spot where I'm starting to hunt through what I've written and copying them over and copying them over. And it's like, oh God, here we go. This is like, you know, and this is really like, man, I kind of just bitch for a second. Like when Chillbot does his stuff sounds so much more thick and produced than my stuff. My stuff always sounds so spare and open. Maybe it's because this particular genre is not as big and layered. Maybe it's because I tend to be more of an acoustic-y dude and I tend to do less is more. Maybe it's just that I'll read J-Dog's thing in a second. Maybe it's because I do well for kid stuff, and kid stuff tends to be a little bit lighter, a little bit more kind of like, you know, kind of open. Like this is like, you know, stuff you hear for like a 9-year-old show. I have this Polish friend who works as a roadie for a band. I have a check 1 2. Check 1 2. That's the stuff, man. Stuff. Oh, Rose, I'm sorry, sweetie. I know it's tough. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. Yes, I'm hopefully you can get back into VI control too. That'd be nice. That'd be awesome. I love those trumpets. They're really good. I hear someone coming in. It could be my favorite daughter in the whole wide world. It's Katie. Hi, Katie.
I've been sent by mother to inform you of something.
What's up, Bibikins?
She finished the lawn.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Hello, Dad's nerd friends.
Let's see if they respond. Here we go. Now what I'm doing, see what I'm doing here? I'm like, you want to hear this cue? I wrote it in like 2 hours. Tell me, I'm not going to give you any.
Nerd friends.
She called you Daddy's nerd friends.
Nerd friends.
By the way, 2 of my nerd friends have asked you to do Katie's Corner next week, so you better.
I have to install Painful Side.
Here it is. Listen.
I accept that title.
I don't know. We'll see. It's creeping.
You know, today we had a conversation at lunch about Michael just still goes, you see, nerds are cool, geeks are the losers. You know, it's like, yeah, nerds a compliment, geeks an insult. So
Is that true? I didn't know that.
well, in our school it is because all my friends are nerds.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go back to my game now. Bye.
All right, no problem. It is an old timey.
Goodbye, nerd friends.
See what that is here. the vibes are really good. What's up, baby? Are you trying to like come in from the side? She's like coming in from the side of the 1080 watch out. Why do you don't do that? Come on, don't go near my don't knock over my booze. Don't knock over my booze, child. So are you gonna be in Katie's corner? All right. So you know what? I'm gonna call it for this. Not in a bad way, but clearly Sarah just said the whatchamacallit is done. The lawn is done, which means that she's downstairs ready to like start the Friday night. That's okay. It's been a good 2.5 hours. Yeah. I was not prepared for, I always thought geeks was the hip thing and nerds was the nerd. I guess it got switched. I'm with John. I'm like, I don't know, man, this is hard. What I really should do, hold on a sec here. Let's see if I can do session strings real fast. Because I know I'm not gonna be using, well, maybe. Actually, hold on a sec. Hold on a sec. Let's see if I can stack these. Not quite done. That's what you do. That's what you do. So look, that's down here, so I can't be there, so I gotta go. Dun, 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 right? Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, there we go. But now it's too low. Just two tries, just two tries. There it is. That's the feeling of it. Now we got it. Right? Yeah, right, John? Like that it's a variation of the intro figure. Now we're gonna start to tie it together and it'll actually, and I'm doing it in stacked octaves. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Rose is right. Dun 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 dun. Nope. I'm gonna finish on this. This is what you need to. Studio quantize, we always do that. Gonna get this. That's the feeling. That's the feeling of it. Yeah, it's gonna go. But you know what? It's not gonna work, Rose. This is right into the library. It's not gonna work with Albion. Albion's not stacked correctly for that kind of stuff. For this kind of agile writing where you gotta have like some think of legato. It's gonna have to be that. What's saving? Sorry. Oh, that's the problem. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Moving down a whole step, or excuse me, a half step. It's got some legs to it. I kind of like this. And then if I want to make it bigger. See, Xenophobia's shorts are so big. Why are you so quiet, Spitfire? Spitfire? Starting to like premix it. Rose, why can't I use a separate articulation? Because this is a library queue and you got to get it out fast. You got to get it out in a day. And you can't, and you either have to have your custom template built, which is what I'm working on, which takes forever, or you have to write to the samples, which is, you know, totally cool. All right, let's listen to this one more time, then we'll call it, okay? Because this is good. This is a good hour. This is Friday from 3 to 5:30. This is a good bit of work. You know, this is something I can play with next week and actually build something out of it. Crescendo in the trem strings and out, yeah. Oh, let me put that in just as the ending. I know what you're saying. Like that, John, right, but later. Oh, I had a happy accident there. It's a great idea. It's a great idea, Rose. But if I had my custom stack built where I could do that, but that's, you got to play that in line by line to make it not sound crappy. You got to play it in line by line. At least that's the way I know how to do it. You got to play it in line by line with staccato, legato, and then you got to move it around. It's gonna take like 20 minutes to do just that. It's not the end of the world, but you know. John, you mean right here at the end of this thing? Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Something like that, just to kind of bookend it. So this you have to go back and you have to kind of do a little bit of layering and clean up and make sure that you're not leaving out percussion grooves. But where are we at here? We're at 50 seconds. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. John, that's what you mean, right? Sometime at the end there, you got that little, right? Like a little sting kind of thing. That's pretty good. I'm gonna clean that up and put that into a little, that's the little kid's stealth cue. All right, that's not bad. Let's do it one more time, then we'll call it. John, that was the best idea. The major minor 7 to the out. It was funny because I swore up and down I was going to do a 13th chord today because Matt and I just practiced 13th chords today in his class. I was all set to do like some kind of wacky like some kind of really wild polytonal thing, but today apparently was major minor 7th chords. Oh, a little sooner? All right, let's take a listen. I'll do it. This is a great little vibe. This is Kale's idea, remember, full of... And then... Yeah, maybe a little sooner, you're right. But what I did forget to do, which you can also do, which we have to do in the mouse, you know this is coming out the second time. You know, we got to do the... something like that. That'll just kind of like... That'll just kind of like get the vibe across just for the form of the piece. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah, totally placeable piece off the last string short. Yeah, yeah. Oh, off the last string short. Okay, John, I see what you're saying. No, it's great. Dude, like John's had a ton of experience doing TV stuff or like doing like cues and stuff. So no, this is great. And then this is cool. It's like this is a good piece, but it's a good piece for library. It gets you ideas of where you could have some fun with it, you know? And what was that? The tremolo? So, let me see. I see what you're saying. You want to do this. I hit a G there. I could do this. That's kind of cool. The Hendrix chord? Kind of. It's kind of the Hendrix chord. Check it out. Oh, no, wait. I can do that. I can do that. And then it's the ninth chord based off the seventh chord. Too much, too much, too much, too much. Be silent, be gentle. Okay, and then I've got to fill out that chunk there. This little chunk right here I have to kind of fill out. Oh, this piece has some legs. This piece really does have some legs. I got to go through and I got to kind of like go section by section and kind of make sure everything's cleaned up. But I'll work with this. So this will work pretty well. One more time, and then we're gonna go because we all have to get to bed. Some of us, a bunch of my European friends are there. There's so much stuff that I thought would be an idea that didn't become one. I thought the wood blocks would become a big idea. No, the second half of the shorts didn't disappear, Rose. I just never got to it yet. But like, we're getting up on 2.5 hours, and I gotta like kind of call it. So hey, listen. So like, I'm gonna do my last little nerd out. Like, what did we learn from watching Farkle? I was like, if you're all gonna, I mean, aside from the fact we're drinking and having a good time, well, first of all, I obviously grabbed an idea that was already used. If I was feeling a little bit, in this case, I kind of obviously forced it because I was like, look, the whole point of this is what happens when you take an idea and you compose with it. When I'm sketching, Miriam's gonna like this tomorrow when she sees it. It's like I just go with the first instinct because you can always write more. And so the way Kale's little groove was, you guys were all hearing this, some sort of like bass thing, boo, da, da, da. I like to grab a genre. In this case, the genre grabbed me, which is kind of mysterious, you know. Yeah, I do groove out on drum, but I do like to get hyper. It's like, so I picked a genre that I knew, and then once you pick the genre that you know, lift the arrangement style. Like you knew that kind of style was gonna be like pizzicato strings, pianos in octaves. You know, that was the kind of feel of it. Then I personally am really formulaic with I'm like 4 bars, 8 bars, 4 bars, 8 bars. I try and take as, I know I've got to have a little like you know, magnifying glass in the Sherlock Holmes hat. And I keep everything 4 and 8 bars. I do a lot of repetition. I know my 8-bar themes, little a, little b, little a, little c, and I lift that. I don't try to be creative at every single bar. I try and, you know, constantly reuse stuff and then be creative every like 2 bars or 4 bars in terms of moving to a different key area or doing a different little lift. Yes, I did some more advanced stuff. Like I kind of used some EIS. I used the bass line that Kale gave me as a 6-note trope, which is something in EIS, which is basically a serial row. It's basically a tone row. I focused on the main thing and the other thing. I focused on like the most important thing harmonically and melodically, and then I started doubling it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a John Williams level orchestrator. I like people like Jerry Goldsmith, and I think Jerry does this kind of thing where he gets the main thing and the other thing, and they're very clear, and then he starts figuring out what registers he can accent or he can layer. You know, the feel of it, and then then I started drinking, and then you guys all chimed in because there's enough good stuff in there. Yeah, exactly. It's like Rose is right. Like Rose, I'm sneaking around trying to find the latest legato sample transition that won't drive me nuts. So, and the other thing is this: I wrote to the samples. I loaded some new ones, which is great. I actually now need to build one more folder for this and do the Session Brass Pro and the Session Strings. So that stuff is really good. But I wrote to the samples. I didn't try and freak out that I was like, I couldn't get legato of this, or I couldn't get, it's like, look, it's just not gonna be what it's gonna be. There's a reason that a lot of these cues have short strings in them. It's because they're very easy to get the message across without being perfect. If you're doing something like Blakis, who's writing, really high level trailers where it's gotta be perfect, then you can spend an hour sculpting, a string line. There's nothing wrong with that. But you have to know what you're writing for and how. And this I can speak authoritatively about because I did work in it for about 3 years. Children's television and children's animation is fast. It's fast, and the quality has to be good but not great. Unless you work for the first show I worked for, in which case they were just, that's where I got my gray hairs from. But they want it fast, good, but really they want it fast and on time. And so, if you can make your mock-ups and your arrangements sound obviously at a professional level, you hear a lot of kids stuff and you're like, oh, it's good, but it's obviously like a quick pass of mixing, a quick pass of mastering, get it out the door because you're responsible for like 40 minutes of music, 30 minutes of music in a week and stuff like that. So look, so just gonna show you, everyone's like, oh, that's great. I'm like, yeah, well, that was a minute's worth of music, not even finished in 2 hours. That means that right now I'm at about 2 minutes a day on an 8-hour day, which is, I'm still not, there's a reason I'm not looking to do kids animation. I'm not fast enough yet. You got to be faster. You just do. But I can do a 2-minute library cue in a day, which just sounds a little bit different. But it's not as. I could finish. All right, 90 seconds. I could finish. If I had written this at 8 in the morning, I could have taken an hour, gone to the gym, come back and mixed it, and then been done by 2 o'clock and stuff like that. So, anyways, yeah. Wait, Fangor has the best line here. Farkle plans a hybrid cue, starts drinking, makes jazz instead. Yeah, exactly. It's like, but that's the other nice thing about library and why I'm really getting into it. Every genre at some point has a use and has a need. So if you start with an idea and you start writing and it takes you to somewhere else and you then kind of pivot and polish, you got a cue. It's not like if this were like a hard-boiled detective show, I couldn't send this in. The guy'd be like, dude, this sounds like a kid's show. But for library, I'm like, I don't care. It's going in my kids folder. I kind of like that. It's like, because some days, to me, I'm getting into the idea of just making content, trying different things. Earlier this week, I was working on a Nordic noir kind of song kind of thing. So I don't know. Anyways, I'm riffing. Oh, guys, it was actually really fun having you here, just kind of like chipping in and giving ideas. I got a lot of great ideas. And I know it's not the same as having you all in the same room when we're all like drinking and hanging out, but this is actually a really nice, it's nice. I do enjoy spending time with all you guys. So thank you so much for coming and watching me kind of hack my way through this. I have a couple of cues I have to finish in the next couple of weeks, and this is one of them. All right, so everybody have a great, safe evening. Keep drinking. I know I am. And I will see you in a couple of weeks for the next Farkle Friday. All right, guys, take care. Thank you all so much. That was a ton of fun.